Ted, how are you? All right, I hope your Easter was okay. Yeah. God bless you. Hi. Goodness. What organization are you? Yeah, I speak solely. I solely come here to speak for them.
So I think I was a little, I think I was, well, no, I think my, yeah, marketing team, because they make money on everything they sell, yeah. I think they, how are you?
I think that's what I'm here.
Mark?
How are you, sir?
How are you guys? Everybody doing well?
So are you looking for funding?
Counselor, how are you?
Hi. Yeah.
Thanks for calling. I'll start calling.
I hear a lot of that.
I've done now, we say the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have our prayer. Prayer is the key. Yeah, the hotline to God is prayer. You can call, pick up that number anytime you're talking to God. And it's a hotline to God, prayer. You can tell me anytime you're on. I feel something. Tony, we know.
He's not gonna call him. Today was gonna call him. And I did text him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Maybe he got tied up. Okay, well, let's go text us. We'll have him join us. Morning, everyone. I ask you to please rise for the opening prayer and pledge of allegiance before we convene our commissioners meeting. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day of life and acknowledge our dependence upon you. Lord, there are times in life when we call out to you for help. You send us many forms of assistance, and one of those ways we honor this morning by recognizing and thanking our telecommunicators during National Telecommunicators Week. During an emergency, these are the lines of communication that send the assistance to the public. We thank you for their lives and dedication to service. They are the vital link to monitor our law enforcement, firefighters, and EMS on critical and often dangerous calls. They are the voices that we cry out to first in an emergency. They are the ones with calm and steady voices that stay with us until the help arrives. Lord, their work is very stressful, and we ask you that you comfort them with a sense of relief and peace after each shift. Lord, we celebrate and honor the Air Force Reserves on their 75th birthday today. It's their mission to provide combat-ready forces to fly, fight, and win. They play a crucial role in the Department of Defense. These men and women answer the call of duty. We thank the over 70,000 reservists that serve our nation daily. And Father, tomorrow we'll remember a time over 3/4 of a century ago when a black man who was also a veteran had the courage of David and walked onto a baseball field. And like David, he slayed the giant Goliath. Jackie Robinson slayed the color barrier that was instrumental in the early days of the civil rights movement. He was threatened, spat upon, called names, and isolated. He kept his tongue, his temper, and stayed silent. It was a pillar of strength when needed. We thank you for his life and guiding him throughout his days to help future generations. He was a cornerstone of change, and we celebrate his legacy. Lord, we thank you for those that serve and have the courage to stand on the front lines to make our nation more unified for freedom for all. And we ask you to guide our meeting this morning as we decide the work that is before us. Provide us the insight and wisdom to be in accordance with your will. These things we humbly place before you this day. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Nope. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioner Sarah.
Okay. Good morning, Commissioner. This time we'll convene our Commissioners' public meeting and we'll ask for approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
I'm second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Okay, public comments on agenda items only at this time? Okay, hearing them?
None on mine.
Okay, proclamation, Commissioner.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, April 9th to 15th, 2023. Whereas emergencies can occur at any time that require police, fire, or emergency medical services, and whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of police, firefighters, and EMS personnel is critical to the protection of life and the preservation of property. And whereas the safety of our emergency service providers is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the Lycoming County Communications Center and the Pennsylvania State Police, Montoursville Barracks. And whereas public safety telecommunicators are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services. And whereas public safety telecommunicators of Lycoming County have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients, and whereas telecommunicators exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of their jobs in the past year, now therefore be it resolved that the Lycoming County Commissioners declare the week of April 9th through 15th, 2023 to be National Telecommunications Week in Lycoming County in honor of the men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our county and our citizens safe. Signed this 13th day of April 2023, Lycoming County Commissioners Scott L. Metzger, Chairman, Tony Armaser, Vice Chairman, and Richard Marabito, Secretary. Very happy to do that.
Thank you. Beth, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'd like to honor my folks that are here with me today. This is Ashley Dietrich and Alex Hagner, two of my day shift workers. Everyone else is kind of on shift work. They're in the center or they're sleeping right now. So we don't have a big crowd here today. There's only 12, so there's not a big crowd anyway. I would like to thank them for coming over today. We had a couple of office people that could fill in for them. Director Hutchins and Dustin, our CAD guy, filled in for them so they could come over with me today. I just want to speak the name of our telecommunicators as I try to do every year. These are the 12 full-time, 2 part-time, and 2 trainees that are currently staffing our center 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's Stephanie Andrus, Jacob Winter, Tyler Fetterman, Tim Bausch, Alex Hafner, Samantha Gordner, Mark Miller, Ashley Dietrich, Igesha Brown, Brenton Fleeker, Clinton Frackman, Katie DeSanto, Skylar Corbin, and Jessica Ivanica. And our 2 part-timers of Richard Whalen and Logan Leidecker. And between these folks, they staffed our center 24/7 in 2022, working a total of 4,402 additional hours. That's extra hours and overtime to staff our center. They started a new schedule that we worked on and voted on for 2023, which is a 12-hour rotating schedule, and overtime has cut down significantly, but we also cut down our evening shift staffing. So they are working harder in order to work less hours. There are many hours that I'm there late in the evenings working, and they are definitely working harder in order to work less hours. The phones ring pretty heavy in the evening. You know, the 2 to 8 p.m. hours, they're busy. They're very, very busy. We're hoping that the new trainees that are coming in, we can get trained up quickly and get them on the phones. We have one that's almost finished with training now, and we have one that just started, and we have one that's getting hired in the next couple weeks here. So we're really hoping that we can do that. In 2022, the 911 Center answered 127,793 calls and dispatched aid to 81,120 homes. That's a big deal here in Lycoming and Sullivan counties. That's a lot of people that need our help. That's a lot of officers and EMTs, paramedics, firemen that need looked after, and these are the people that do that every day. Usually I read a poem or something that speaks about the people who call us and the things that we do for them, but today I'm going to read the dispatcher's prayer. Dear Lord, help me keep safe those who depend on me. Give me healthy ears, for they are my link and family. Keep my mind sharp and alert, my fingers quick and nimble. Grant me the ability to do 10 things at once and do them all equally well. Bless me with patience, Lord, to deal with the public and those who need my message. Give me nerves of steel and not give way to panic. Grant me the ability to learn what I need, to remember it quickly, and give me the wisdom to use the knowledge properly. Last of all, Lord, help me to never forget why I chose this job, to never lose sight of what is important in the midst of stress. Help me to remember that I do make a difference, however small it may seem, that I do matter. I am a dispatcher, Lord. Grant me peace. And those words are certainly true. There are days that you leave the center and you feel like, you know, you had a tremendous loss that day. And, you know, what could you have done better? These people do everything they can every day for everybody that calls. So, and I remind them of that on a regular basis, and they remind each other. I hear it from my office. They are each other's support as well. So, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beth, before you go, did you have?
Go ahead.
So, you know, those numbers are amazing. If you look at an average, it's 350 calls on average per day, and it's 222 dispatches on average per day, if you look at an average. Do you have a sense, and I don't want to put you on the spot, do you have a sense of what, you know, 20% of the calls are fired, 30%? Do you have any sense of that?
I usually have that broken down. I do not have it with me. The majority are...
just from your own remembrance, experience.
Police are higher, EMS, and then fire. That's usually how it flows in that. However, I would say EMS are probably pretty high with police right now. Our EMS calls have gone up significantly. Public service, mental health calls are truly what have gone up critically over the last couple of years. That's going to be the biggest of the events that we have now are mental health calls. Don't get me wrong, we still have a lot of police incidents, and we do have fire incidents, but EMS and police are probably pretty equal now.
And are we connected on the MH side with CCR?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Absolutely.
That's the county's emergency
And when we
crisis.
see a lot, Alex and Ashley are both very proactive with it. They'll email me and say, hey, we're getting a lot of calls from this person. And I'll contact Crisis and say, hey, have you guys touched base with them lately? They seem to be having an issue. And then they'll email me back and say, okay, we've touched base, or yes, we're already working with them, or, you know, yes, we made contact last week. Hopefully those calls will slow down. But yeah, we see the people who are in crisis, and we do reach out.
Well, so we just want to thank you. I know you aren't all here today, but some of you are, 3 of you are. And maybe you can extend to your colleagues that we really appreciate what they do, and we try to communicate that to citizens in the county, because people take for granted that when they call 911, someone is going to pick up, and we can't take it for granted. It's the result of people's commitment. We know the overtime, and we went through a struggle a couple years back of trying to work out a way to recruit more, so we hope that's helped. But on behalf of the people of the county, we want to say thank you.
So I've had experiences professionally and personally. For 32 years, you monitored us out in the car, kept us safe, did status checks in some of the most rural areas in Lycoming County that you could go into. As we were in homes that we didn't know what was in those homes, as we go speak to clients, and it could turn into a dangerous situation in a second. And so we want to thank you for monitoring the agents, the police, all the individuals that are out in the cars daily. And that was our line of safety. And we thank you for that.
And you never know. I mean, a neighboring county experienced it yesterday. You just never know.
You don't. You don't. Personally, I remember when my son was 2, as most little kids do, like jumping on beds. And as he was jumping up and down, the next thing I know, he was in between the bed and the radiator. Had hit his eye, his face, and as I went around, I just saw a pool of blood. And as a young parent, I'm freaking out. And that 911 operator kept me calm on the phone until help got there. And his head injuries, they bleed a lot. He had to cut down to the bone right above his eye. He still has this scar. But that day, you assisted us and kept us calm and helped him. Another situation I remember, it's probably been about 8 years ago when I fell off a ladder.
I remember that as well.
And I hit the ground so hard that my neighbors heard it. They had the windows open, they heard it. Broke my foot, I fractured my back, and my little finger was sticking outside of my hand. And Hutch was the first one there. I was never so happy to see Hutch in my life. And when you hear that ambulance, and you're waiting for it, it sounds like it's 1,000 miles away. And it's going to take forever to get there. But then when you talk to the hospital, they were there within 2 or 3 minutes. And that's what they do. They're professionals. They train, and they get to you immediately. It's incredible, even in rural areas, how quick they get to you. And so everybody has stories like that. And again, I go back to the 911 operator that delivered the 2 babies on the phone. It's just a great story. And so thank you for your service, what you do. You guys make a difference. What you do makes a difference every day. And some occupations, people say, am I really making a difference? They ask that question. And every job's important. No matter what you do, you play an important role. And you take ownership of what you do, and do it with dignity and pride, and people recognize it. And I just said to a supervisor in a convenience store the other day, I walk in there and this girl always has a smile on her face. She's so pleasant. So I shared that with her employer the other day, and she just happened to be standing there. And when I went back, she thanked me, and I said, "You're just being you. Just smiling. Make people's day better by smiling and saying hello and being pleasant." And that's what everybody can do. So thank you for what you do. We appreciate it, and continue to do what you do. Tony, Commissioner, you have anything?
Yeah, just get up those remarks. They're an incredible group of people, and first line communication is really important. They do a great job.
Thank you. We'd like to present the proclamation, get a picture with you and your staff.
Scott, can you look better?
Like you didn't suspect
I
that was going to come
I
from
knew that was coming. Because there's
God bless you. God bless you.
Can you send that to me? I want to, or send it to my copy her. No, she'll know. I mean, I'll explain who and what, but I want to put in
Okay, reports?
All right, Kaylin, accounts payable cash requirement report.
Excuse me. Good morning, Commissioners. Presented for your ratification are invoices due through April 19th to be paid on April 12th in the amount of $2,508,893.68. The breakdown is as follows, with 19.66% being funded by the general fund at $493,328.78. 54.43% is being funded by grants and other sources at $1,365,582.82. 3.66% is being funded by RMS at $91,857.58. 22.25% is being funded by escrow at $558,124.50.
Okay, motion?
I'll move to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 I also have presenting for ratification is jury panel number 4 to be paid on April 5th in the amount of $3,762.20.
Have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Personnel actions, Jessica.
Morning, Jess.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Director. Here for your approval for the following personnel actions. These are conditional offers of employment subject to the successful completion of a background check and all other employment conditions. For RMS, Dakota Litz, a recycling laborer full-time new position hired at $14.50 per hour. It's a full-time position, 80 hours per pay period, and he's anticipated to start on April 17th. Also for RMS, Laura Wirtz, a recycling laborer, also hired at $14.50 an hour, full-time new position, anticipated to start on April 17th. Also for RMS, Jimmy Bennett transitioned into an operations supervisor position, and the pay rate is $25.36 per hour, and he's transferring on April 16th. For the DA's office, Joe Ruby is transferring to the ADA position as a full-time replacement position at $62,478 per year, and he's anticipated to transfer April 16th, although I think that date might have gotten pushed since this was sent out. Facilities management, Patrick Maggs, promoted into a maintenance 3 full-time replacement position at $30.24 per hour, and he's anticipated to start on April 16th. And then for PRC, Cindy Steinbach, hired as a resident supervisor, full-time replacement at $18.10 per hour, and she is anticipated to start on May 1st.
Okay, got a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second?
Second.
Any questions or comments for the director? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, so carried. This time we'll recess the Commissioners' Public Meeting for the Salary Board. Convene the Salary Board this time.
Commissioners, Salary Board, seeking your approval in Budget and Finance. Request to remove the Deputy Director, pay grade 11 position from the TDA. Request to add 2 senior positions, pay grade 10, starting rate of $29.65 per hour. Request to add 1 Accountant 2 position, pay grade 10, starting rate of $26.96 per hour. And the reclassification to Krista Seals, general accountant. Remove 2 general accountant positions, pay grade 10 from the TDA, and add 1 accountant, 1 position, pay grade 10, starting rate of $24.51 per hour, with a reclassification of David Burkhart from general accountant to accountant 1.
Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve. Oh, I'm sorry.
Second?
Hang on a second, I have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I have a second?
Second?
Okay, any comments or questions?
So, we're on autopilot there. I apologize. So this is an effort to try to build some ladder in budget and finance so that people can move as they take more responsibility in the areas of accounting and rebuild our budget and finance and be able to attract people. And so by doing this, we also give a career ladder to people where they can look off into the distance and gain additional skills to move ahead.
Okay,
I would also like to thank Michelle, Heather, as well as Krista Rodney and Kathy for helping us along the way. You lay down the foundation of a very good, it looks like a very good team forming over there in budget and finance. But without their help, it would have been a tougher transition. And of course, Steve from over there on RMS.
Steve Sims, yes.
Yeah, we really want to thank all these folks. That's a good point, Commissioner Messere.
Yeah.
Steve was sort of doing double duty. He was keeping an eye on things at RMS, and he was putting things together for us at Budget and Finance.
And we're excited to have our new director of board. He's been with us for several weeks now. He's getting acclimated to the environment and bringing us recommendations. And he's on board with these. And so look forward to moving out and continue to get the work caught back up. So motion and second, all in favor say aye.
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 4-0 vote, thank you. We'll reconvene the Commissioners' public meeting at this time and go to 5.0 TDA actions.
Would you like me to read them?
Yes, please.
Okay. Changes for the TDA are the same as what was read. For Budget and Finance, request to remove the Deputy Director position, pay grade 11. Request to add 2 senior accountant positions, pay grade 10, starting at $29.65 per hour. Request to add 1 accountant 2 position, pay grade 10, starting at $26.96 per hour, and that would include a reclass for Carissa Seals. Remove 2 general accountant positions that are pay grade 10s, and then add 1 accountant 1 position, pay grade 10, with a starting rate of $24.51, and that would require a reclassification for David Burkhart, who has not even started yet.
Okay. Motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second. I do have a question, maybe because I couldn't hear Jessica. Was there a position in her department that was on the agenda for today?
In my department?
In
My department?
In Jess's department?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay. All right, a motion?
I'll move to approve. Did we do the motion already?
Not
Okay.
TDA.
I'll move to approve.
Second?
Yeah, second.
All fair side?
Aye.
All right.
All right, so carried on TDA actions. We'll go to action items at this time.
All right, Commissioners, seeking your approval on the ICS sweep account proposal from Citizen and Northern Bank. Generally, what we've done is, through assistance of one of our consultants, negotiated some new rates and new terms for the monies that we provide or keep in the general account at Citizens in North. Do you want me to get into the specifics or?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we've reduced the amount of money that's not interest bearing, so that we are able to gain more interest, and we have a target rate of 4.85% for our interest rate.
So that's a positive thing. It means
Yeah,
we're
very
we're keeping less cash in an account that doesn't accrue interest and,
It's not an interest
A lot
bearing
less.
account.
right,
Yeah.
and able to get interest on more funds.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
6.2 and 6.3, Maya.
Morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Matt.
Morning.
The first item I have for you is vote to approve the local share account agreement with the Department of Community and Economic Development. This is in the amount of $100,000, and this is specific to assist with the coroner's office build and acquisition, and as well as the judicial service building. And we have until June 30th of 2026 to expend these funds.
Okay, a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 The next item I have for you is vote to approve the project modification request with Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency. This is specific to the Victim Witness Services Grant. Due to the change that they have in their office personnel staff, it's just required us to retweak the numbers so that it's reflected to the rates within the new salary ranges of that individual's providing
I
services.
thought we had done this previously.
No, this was, the last one we did wasn't for that. It was for IP.
IP.
Yes.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
So no, just a change of numbers, no additional funds.
Okay.
So we just had to reallocate within the budget categories to make it work.
Okay. Again, this is extremely important for the victim witness coordinator and position. So I have a motion.
Yeah, Abby, I'll be honest, since Abby's come on board, she's been wonderful to work with from my perspective. She seems like she does a wonderful job
She does.
financially and for the services that she does over there, so.
She does. She was already in her office and just transferred different role.
Yeah,
She's a great employee
she is. She has a wonderful personality and,
Yep.
yes.
and just has the type of personality to help the victims.
Yep, she does. Yep.
So Maya, this is $260,938.
Mhm.
Have you seen any, and this is all state money, have you seen any decline in this over the years? Or is it-
There was at one period, but it has been consistent, I would say now.
Okay.
But this is one thing that they're very up on, the state. They're very, vocal about giving monies and reallocating monies to other counties that don't use the funds, to counties that need it. So, I mean, at one point, I think it was just because of the overall budget shortage that there was a decrease, but it is not like some of the others. This is one that they feel very strongly about, put it that way.
Okay,
Yep.
thanks.
Okay, a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, so carried. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Maya.
6.5 and 6.6, or 6.4 and 6.5, Shane.
Morning, Shannon.
Good morning, Commissioners. Before you, first we have, we are applying to the Appalachian Regional Commission for a 2023 ARC Power Grant. And this is a 50-50 grant where we're requesting $50,000 and we need to match it with $50,000. We are going to match it with ARPA funds, probably the convenience side of the ARPA funds, because we have to make sure that that's allowed. And what we have before is that match letter. Our application is due April 19th.
That term, convenience funds, did we make that up or?
No, that's.
The federal government?
That's, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That sounds like a federal government term.
Yeah.
Convenience fund.
I was just curious.
That's where we took the $3.2 million and that we got reimbursed for first responders.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. What the federal government did for ease of use was they allowed anybody receiving ARPA funds to take the first $10 million, up to $10 million, and allowed them to move to what they're calling an administrative convenience, so that you can use it for whatever you need. It makes it easier to use those funds because we generally have to just follow our own procurement requirements rather than having to go through all of the additional items we have to do with the remaining $12 million.
Most counties did that.
Yes. I would assume almost all of our municipalities received less than $10 million except for the city, and I would hope that all of them did that.
Yeah.
So, because it just makes it a lot easier.
And then down CEDACOG, all the counties, the 11 counties, CEDACOG did it.
Yeah. So,
Similar to what we did with CARES.
yes, yes. But this match letter, what this is just committing our match funds to the grant. We won't hear probably until the end of summer if we get this, but we're also going to be looking to apply for another funding source to pre-start the study too.
Okay, thank you. A motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, so carried. 6.5.
Okay, this is for our white deer conversion application to the National Park System. So what we have to do is, we have a list of things that we have to complete. We got our approval to apply. So what they give you is an actual application. We have to complete an environmental assessment on both properties, both the white deer parcels, the 5 parcels that we're going to subdivide off of the golf course, and the Pennsylvania College of Technology parcel that's over off of First Station Road along the river that we're going to convert to a park. So we have to do an environmental assessment on both of those. So this is to hire Larson Design Group to do that environmental assessment. The cost is $19,750,000, and we have this in our 2023 budget.
So just to rehash what we've talked about over the years. About three and a half years ago, we discussed selling the land around the golf course. We found out that there was a federal grant given to the authority of $20,000.
Yeah, that was like about $25,000.
Yeah, it was 1970, September 1978, and we have the document. It took forever to find the document, but we have it, and it was tied to all 435 acres.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, we couldn't sell anything. We couldn't do anything with it. The golf course isn't something that we're interested in selling. It is doing quite well these days, doing much better. But the property around it, we're interested in selling it because we could bring townhomes and other types of housing into that area. We found out we had to do a land conversion, and Shannon comes from a county that experienced this, and they put up a $10 million building on a piece of land that they found out was tied to federal monies. And they didn't have any land that they could do a land swap. So they had to actually go out and purchase land to do a land swap. Because obviously you're not going to take the building down. So we've been working with Department of National Parks, and Congressman Keller was instrumental. They had a transition in the Parks Department, so kind of put it off for a little bit. Now we're back on track. And we're one step closer with making this happen with a partner at Penn College. And once that's completed, then we can move forward with the sale and hopefully bring some more housing to that area of the county.
Yeah, we'll have 2 more items that we'll have to bring before you. The desk review for the appraisal that we had completed. We hope to have that very soon. And then also the survey and subdivision for the Penn College property.
One of the main areas is Part 3 out front, which would be a good place for housing. But it's a lesson for government and municipalities that when you take federal monies, be careful what you ask for, because if you tie it to the land or the structure, it can tie up generations of future decisions. So, okay.
Yeah, and so on the positive side of that is part of what, we always hear about federal money being spent in a way that was not what it was intended for. Well, we don't hear about it a lot, but the point is that the reason that they make us do this is because this was specifically money tagged for recreation. And so they don't want local or state entities taking federal money for one thing and then turning around and putting up a parking plaza.
Yeah, it
or-
says in the deed tied to structures, but we don't know what it was tied to.
Right.
So it doesn't even say what structure.
Right, exactly. But it will continue to be a recreation type of
Right.
area. When we swap with the Penn College property, we'll still have recreation, which is a good thing.
Right.
They don't want, from what Shannon has educated me about, they don't want us taking recreation property and turning it into a strip mall.
Well,
Right? Without,
we're not allowed to do anything that's not recreation on the property.
right.
We've even thought about using the old par 3 for a solar field, because that's in an area, and that's not allowed either.
Right, because it's a
Yeah.
commercial,
Right.
right, use, commercial use. Yep.
Now, Mr.
Okay.
Maravito, I want to bring something to
Well,
your
I
attention.
will be vocal about this, though. If something should change, and I say this with all due respect, that here, we invested over $1 million in that park down in Silverdale. And that we didn't get credit for, swapping anything there. They should, it's not like we're printing money. And when we went out on the limb to provide our constituents a park like Silverdale Park, which is over and above what anybody else is doing, that should have given us enough credit so that we didn't have to spend more money. And those are the simple common sense things that it should be considered when we're doing that. It was millions of dollars. It wasn't a small amount.
Yeah, unfortunately, that had happened, that was happening at the time we wanted to do this, and we weren't able to use that as our converted property. Because that would have been the perfect swap. They would have gotten much more.
That's been about, what, 5 years ago?
Well, the process for Silverdale was in the works 4 to 5 years ago, and then we would have had to put it on hold in order to, and gone back and redo the whole entire
This
thing.
came after. We didn't know
Yeah,
about this
no.
till 3 years ago.
Yeah, we found out about this in the winter to spring of 2020.
This actually got brought to our attention by a retired state employee.
Yeah.
He said, research the deed. We couldn't find the deed. We kept researching it.
Yeah.
And then eventually found it.
Yeah. Well, and this was also, the original grant went to the Williamsport Lycoming Rec Authority, which is no longer, and we were not able to find those files. I'm not sure whose basement they're in, but we
We
went.
had somebody's garage.
Yeah, garage, burn pile,
Yeah.
so.
I'm sorry to call out.
Yes, Gary.
All court documents, there's an archive in the public library that only public officials can go in. There's documents, land documents, permit documents. You know what I'm saying, in the archives and in the public library. They're in the archives there.
Okay, thank you, Gary.
You're welcome.
I didn't even know that.
Okay. Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
A second.
A second.
All in favor, side.
Aye.
Right.
Aye, so carried. Okay. That's what happened to Beth?
I'll take care of it. She had to drive everybody back.
Oh, gotcha.
So-
on.
Oh, that was fast.
Yeah, well, I'm not back yet. I'm sitting in the car.
Okay.
I was prepared.
Oh, that's okay. Good morning again, Commissioners.
Morning.
This is to asking your permission for a subscription agreement with Technology Enterprise Group. This is actually a free trial of software that would allow the 911 center to obtain, basically see on a map, the location of units in the field, police officers in the field, or really anybody that subscribes to this service. There's a few departments in the county now that have subscribed to this service. It also allows the units that have subscribed in the field to see each other's location. What this would do is give another layer of officer safety. An officer screams for help. We don't know where they are. They're unable to tell us where they are. We can view the map, see the location of their vehicle, and be able to start help to that location, or even the officers in the field can actually see where that officer's patrol car is. Like I said, this is a free trial of the service at this time, and then we'll make a decision depending on how it works in the comm center with our current workload. See how it works for the telecommunicators and everything, and with the units in the field, see how many more departments get on board with it before we make a decision on if we're going to go with it, at a cost or not.
Okay, and it's a 2023 budgeted item.
Yes, at this time, there's no cost, but yes, it would be a budget item if we decide to go with it.
Great. Okay.
So I see that they're allowing us to put it on 6 computers, and if we choose to put it on more, we'll pay just $37.50. Do you anticipate putting it on more than 6 at this point?
No, at this time for the trial, and honestly after the trial, even if we go with it full-time, it'll only be on the workstations that are in the comm center, which are 6 computers.
Okay.
Okay, a motion?
I'll move to approve.
A second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Commissioner comment?
I have.
Commissioner, you have anything?
No.
Okay. As stated at a previous commissioners meeting, when we were at CCAP Commissioners Conference down in Harrisburg, we had the honor to meet retired Brigadier General Maureen Waggle, and we expressed we were going to invite her to Lycoming County. So I sent her an email, and she graciously accepted an invitation to come up and visit with us on April 25th. She'll be up with several of her employees. They'll be meeting Mike McMunn from our Veterans Administration, and we'll be going over to the courthouse to observe Veterans Court. She has a big interest in Veterans Courts. She'd like to get more of them across the state. She'd like to meet Judge Butts, and she's looking for judges to mentor other judges across the state to do more veteran courts. So we're excited that she's going to be here. We're forward to her visit on April 25th.
And she oversees our Veterans Affairs.
Veterans Affairs statewide.
So that's very nice that she's coming.
I have so for the Veterans Court.
One second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Any other commissioner comments?
No.
Okay. Public comment. You want to come
I'm
up?
sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Just wanted to keep on the agenda.
No, it's,
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Great. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Denitra Moffitt. So regarding the general coming on April 25th for the Veterans Court, we have met one of the judges who is running, Dugan, I'm sorry, I always want to say McCaffrey. But he's a veteran as well, and him and I have been in contact. He also runs a Veterans Court. I would love to attend this to meet, especially a female general in the Marines. But could it be possible to maybe get Dugan to come as well, since he does run a Veterans Court?
Yeah, I'll reach out to her and ask her.
Okay.
Okay.
So is this going to be open to the public, for the public to come?
Well, I'm going to ask her what her availability is. She's going to be here for 3 hours. I know she wants to meet with the judge, and she wants to meet with Mike McMunn.
Okay.
So I'll see what her other availability is.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment at this time? Yes, Gary, come on up.
Thank you. I'll make it short and sweet.
Good to see you, Gary.
Good to see you too. Good morning,
Good morning.
Commissioners. Good morning, everyone. I'm here to speak solely on mental health. Mr. Richard Albino and me have been working closely. The thing is, we'll cut all the chase. Skills in Lock Haven and skills here in Williamsport. It is no more a drop-in center. It is now group therapy for people my age. And they are in need of dire money. So we're looking at $500,000 for skills in Lock Haven, $500,000 for skills on Academy Street, and then there's another agenda, our joiner services, adult and juvenile caseworkers on Academy Street too. Children and youth and adult services. The first time I was ever in a state hospital, adult hospital, in 1978, I was sent to Danville State Hospital with the adults. I was 16. There were over 5,000 men and women. That's not children. 5,000 men and women. But don't let your hearts be sad. Today, Danville down, I'm not talking about children right now. Men and women are down less than 200. We're coming out here and we're showing that we can be productive citizens in this society. I want to bring up another thing about that. We get about, and this is an easy estimate, with our people that get benefits, the armed forces, people with disability benefits, people that get money from welfare, or, we're looking at 600,000 people, and that's an easy estimate here in Williamsport. This is a growing and thriving community. I came here in 1966. We moved here. I was 4 years old. And this was just a small community. I have seen this community grow over the years. Every year we had about 60 new families. That's an easy estimate to Williamsport. 50 of those families, I would say about 35 out of that 50 families get benefits. The other 25, they become working citizens in our community. And 2 of those families start businesses in our community. And that money brings in revenue. And like I say, people that have the benefits we're the ones who pay a lot of tax money, and which will go in so that we can keep these doors open in skills. We can keep joiner services open. These people have not had extra funding in joiner services since, I think it was 2012.
2012, yeah. There's more in the budget for the new budget.
Yeah.
Promise, we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
Carrie, can I ask you, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you're comfortable, because I've known you a long time, when you were 16, what was the event that precipitated you going to Danville? I ask you that because we have a lot of kids in our high schools who are going through mental health crises.
And I will tell you, I'm sorry.
If you feel comfortable.
I do feel comfortable.
Okay.
In 1973, I was hit with a car on 3rd and Park Street, where WAC used to be, Williamsport Community College. My brains were laying on the road. They had to do a lobotomy, and they had to drill into my head because my brain was swelling up. So at that time, mental health had this thing about people with mental illness. These people are diseased. We put them away. They're diseased. We're gonna catch their disease, mental illness. But in the last 30 years, I have seen a great improvement. Now, I've learned a lot about mental health. Back in the dark ages, they would put people with mental illness, they would be in a pit in the ground and chained. 1950 was the first time they came out with a drug for mental illness. It was called Helidol in 1950. And over the years, I've been in juvenile institutions, I've been in foster homes, I've been in prisons, I've been in hospital after hospital for the last 40 years. But honestly, I'm grateful to say, after 40-some years of institutions, this December 5th will make my own. I have my own apartment for 9 years now. I've been a guest at the White House, and I'd like to go in on that a bit. It's out there between Benton and Bloomsburg. It's called Orangeville, 210 Mill Street. Miss Teresa Hughes took me in out there. It's for homeless men and homeless veteran men. I was a homeless man. Miss Teresa Hughes took me in out there. 2008, the end of September, we went to the fair. At the Bloomsburg Fair, we went to the Vespers, which is the armed forces. I was never a veteran, but Miss Teresa Hughes, because it's for homeless men and homeless veteran men there. So 2008, I went to the Vespers at the Bloomsburg Fair with our soldiers. We won the Vespers that year. And at the end of November, we had a trip to the White House. We were guests at the White House. The only reason we did down in the armed forces, our soldiers were coming back from Afghanistan. They were treated with postpartum syndrome, another form of mental illness. That started raising the stigma right there, too. So, yeah, 2009, when Obama took office in February, he gave the soldiers their benefits.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, Gary, we are very proud of you, and we look up to you for being a special advocate.
But I want to say one more thing. Excuse me, commissioners. Our police force, our security officers at the county prison, our court administrators, everything right down to the stenographers, the sheriffs, the police, the state police, the constables, everything to protect our community. And they do need that funding. And I'll tell you, $10 million is not much to save one citizen in our community's life. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Commissioner Massaro, you were saying?
No, that's okay. You finished it up.
Thank you, Gary. Any other public comment this time? Yes, Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams, while you're making it up to the podium, I just want to add that we continue to have significant interest in the Executive Plaza. And we remind the public that the deadline for submitting an offer is May 4th. And we just want to put that out there so that if there's anybody out there interested in doing a tour through the building, please contact the realtor. And we look forward to moving ahead with the sale of this building eventually and then moving over to the third floor of TSP. Okay, Tom, go ahead.
Yeah. Morning, Tom Adams, Williamsport. Shout out once again to the people work in the emergency services, especially the communications that you honored earlier. It's unbelievable the amount of calls they handle and how many dispatches go out in a day. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty stressful, I imagine. But also want to bring to mind, of course, we're in a dangerous time. Looks like we might be facing World War III pretty soon. And that only comes from corruption. When Moses was in the wilderness, his father-in-law came to him and he gave him some advice. He said, furthermore, you should select out of all the people able men who fear God, men of truth, those who hate dishonest gain, and he shall place these over them as leaders of thousands, of hundreds, of fifties, and of tens. Sadly, we've allowed the corruption to come in by not promoting people that can't be bought, and people that didn't fear God, and people that didn't care about truth. And we see it from the top all the way through, and not everyone who's in positions aren't evil, and I fully believe that. There's people that I argue with and say, they're all bad, none of them are any good. So, well, if that were true, I wouldn't be standing here. And I think our commissioners do a good job. I think most of our people in our local areas do the best they can, but we really have to be vigilant to people that can't be bought. And that's the only reason I think we have the dangers that we're facing. We had a president previously, he couldn't be bought, and people hated him. Wasn't perfect, but he couldn't be bought and stood for the rights of America. And I just think no matter what side of the aisle we're on, we'll have to look at ourselves. We need to fall on our knees before our Creator and proclaim that Jesus is Lord, and He will call us to account one day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment this time? Anything online?
None.
Okay, we've completed our agenda, so our next meeting will be Thursday, April 20th at 10 a.m. right here in this room. Thank you.
I love your signs all over.
Like you said, Jesus Christ. Did him short of that shirt. He's the truth and life of the way. Yeah, what they're doing, which one? It's political. There isn't politicians that stand up for
How are you?
even our ex-president. We gotta wait for them to say, on our knees and the word of God. You know,